For more than 2 decades, NCIS has built its legacy on more than just naval investigations and forensic wizardry. The series thrives on emotional gut punches, those moments that make fans pause, rewind, and whisper, "Wait, what just happened?" Behind every crime scene and Gibbs' head slap lies a show unafraid to shatter expectations. Here are 6 NCIS plot twists fans never saw coming, the ones that changed everything. 1. Kate Todd's sudden death. When Special Agent Caitlin Todd, played by Sasha Alexander, joined Gibbs' team in Season 1, she quickly became the audience's anchor. Smart, intuitive, and fiercely loyal, Kate was the emotional glue of the squad. And then she was gone. In the Season 2 finale, Twilight, just as the team believes they've neutralized the threat posed by rogue agent Ari Haswari, Kate is shot in the head by a sniper. No swelling music, no dramatic build-up, just shock. Fans had no warning. There were no long goodbyes or heroic final stands. One moment she was bantering with Tony, the next she was dead on the tarmac. The twist wasn't just that Kate died, it was how abruptly it happened. It told viewers something crucial. No one on NCIS was safe. That raw unpredictability raised the stakes permanently. 2. Ziva David's death and later resurrection. Few characters have inspired devotion like Ziva David, portrayed by Cote de Pablo. A former Mossad officer with razor-sharp instincts and a guarded heart, Ziva's evolution became one of the show's emotional backbones. So when Season 13 revealed that Ziva had apparently died in a mortar attack, it crushed fans. There was no body, no final goodbye, only grief. Tony's reaction, and his discovery that he and Ziva had a daughter, turned heartbreak into seismic change. Tony left the team to raise Talai, closing a chapter viewers had invested in for years. But NCIS wasn't done with us. In Season 16's finale, Ziva appeared alive, standing in Gibbs' basement, uttering the words, "Hello, Gibbs." The gasp heard around the fandom was real. Years of mourning flipped into disbelief and joy. It was one of television's boldest reversals, and somehow it worked. 3. The truth about Ari Haswari. At first, Ari Haswari seemed like a one-note terrorist antagonist, but NCIS rarely deals in simple villains. Ari, portrayed by Rudolph Martin, was eventually revealed to be far more complicated and far more connected than anyone imagined. The bombshell, Ari was Ziva's half-brother. That twist didn't just complicate the case, it detonated Ziva's entire world. Her loyalties were torn between her Mossad upbringing and her new family at NCIS. The emotional fallout echoed long after Ari's storyline concluded. It turned what could have been a standard good versus evil arc into a layered family tragedy, and it proved NCIS was willing to entangle its characters in deeply personal conflicts, not just procedural ones. 4. Gibbs kills Pedro Hernandez. Leroy Jethro Gibbs, portrayed by Mark Harmon, has always lived by a strict moral code. Rules aren't just guidelines, they're scripture. So discovering that Gibbs murdered Pedro Hernandez in cold blood decades earlier was a revelation that shook the series. Hernandez was responsible for killing Gibbs' wife and daughter, but the show had long implied that justice had been served through official channels. When it became clear that Gibbs tracked Hernandez down and executed him himself, it redefined the character. Suddenly, Gibbs wasn't just a stoic hero, he was a man capable of vengeance. The twist deepened him. It didn't make him a villain, it made him painfully human. His rigid adherence to rules now felt like penance. 5. Director Jenny Shepard's death. As NCIS director, Jenny Shepard, played by Lauren Holly, balanced political power with personal history, especially where Gibbs was concerned. Her storyline involving arms dealer La Grenouille simmered for seasons. Viewers expected confrontation, maybe even closure. Instead, they got tragedy. In Season 5, Jenny dies in a shootout at an abandoned diner. Alone, outnumbered, refusing to back down. It was shocking not just because she died, but because she died outside the safety of headquarters, stripped of authority and titles. No dramatic rescue, no last-minute salvation. Her death exposed the vulnerability of even the most powerful characters in the NCIS universe. Rank couldn't save you, history couldn't protect you. 6. Mike Frank's murder. Mike Franks, portrayed by Muse Watson, was more than a former agent. He was Gibbs' mentor, the man who shaped him. So when the port-to-port killer storyline escalated, fans braced for chaos. They didn't brace for Frank's death. In a brutal and sudden attack, Franks is stabbed and killed protecting Gibbs. The scene is devastating not because of spectacle, but because of its intimacy. Franks dies as he lived, defiant and protective. The twist hit doubly hard because Franks represented Gibbs' past. With his death, another piece of Gibbs' foundation crumbled. It marked a generational shift. The old guard was fading, and NCIS was entering darker territory. Why these twists still matter? What makes these plot twists unforgettable isn't just surprise, it's consequence. Kate's death altered team dynamics permanently. Ziva's death reshaped Tony's life. Gibbs' secret changed how fans viewed every rule he enforced. Jenny's fall revealed the fragility of leadership. Frank's murder severed a mentorship that defined the series. NCIS, since its 2003 debut, has never relied solely on procedural comfort. It understands that long-running shows survive by evolving, by daring to wound their audience a little. And maybe that's why these twists still echo. Because they weren't gimmicks, they were turning points.